Hey, Virgo. Okay, the bottom of the deck, and if you're not familiar with this deck, there are keywords on the minor arcana card. So this is futility. It's the Seven of Swords. And I think it's a really good description because in the Rider Waite, I always call it's the dude walking away from a camp with five swords, looking like he stole them, went in and was stealing. He's sneaking around. Engaging and trying to deal with people like that is futile. It's an exercise in futility. So if you have someone if you're dating someone or if you're in the workplace and you have these toxic type of people, you're not going to change them. You're not going to make the situation better because you can only control yourself. And because of that, sure, yes, you be upfront and say, hey, this behavior, screaming at me is not acceptable. Screaming at the kids isn't acceptable. Lying to me, whatever they're doing, this doesn't work for me. And it doesn't get better. And, it gets to a point where engaging, you realize just doesn't. I mean, this is kind of the narcissist personality or just the dishonest person, that dishonest, selfish person. So you kind of have to either put up with it or make different arrangements. Engaging and dealing with it all the time. It's not going to change. Whatever this is, I'm sorry, it's so gross, but I'm sick. And whatever this situation is, it's not going to change. So this is like this underlying theme is maybe you're going to come to the really, on one hand, it's not going to change, but I feel like there's some sort of denial going on. We'll see if the Eight of Swords comes out. Four of Wands, completion. This is a very nice card of marriage, of milestones in life, anything, meeting someone, becoming boyfriend and girlfriend with someone, graduating from college, having a baby, getting married, anniversaries, retiring, any of those big milestones in life. Helps to build your foundation. Ten of Wands, oppression. So perhaps for some of you, one of these milestones has become too much. It's become a burden. It's becoming too much to bear. Some of you, you could have gotten into school and finding it overwhelming. A relationship, a marriage is coming through really strongly for obviously just some of you. If you're super happy, it doesn't apply to you. It's kind of this energy where, yeah, I won that job. I got that job. I got into this school. I got this person. And it's not what you thought it would be. And that thing that was once exciting when you attained has now become a burden. The Fool wants to lighten his, this is perfect. The Fool will drop all these wands of burden and he just uses one to carry it. This is not the Rider Waite version. You just see the guy with one rod and a little bit of stuff tied on his back. And he is not carrying anyone else's load anymore. And he's taking a chance on himself and breaking out on his own because he knows that's more true to and authentic for themselves than to stay attached to this oppressive situation, even if it means losing stuff. It's kind of like shedding this burden. It may mean losing a house. I lost a house when not like could not afford it anymore on one salary and had to sell it and make other arrangements type of thing. Downsizing. However, the load off your mental and emotional stress is worth it. And then actually it's like you feel free. Oh my God, like how had I been tied myself to that for so long? I can breathe again. I can move again. Yeah, walking away. 8 of Cups. The situation is not going to get better. It just isn't. This personality disorder or issue or gross incompatibility, you're not going to change it. And this is the slot machine analogy I like to make. If you go gambling, you have a certain amount of money. And once it's gone, you have a limit. You have, this is all I'm willing to put in, and if I'm not getting back what I need. So same thing in life and relationships and situations, whatever it is, okay, that's it. I've reached my limit, and no matter what is said and the promises are made, I've maybe this has happened 8 times. 8 times you've had these outbursts, and 8 times you come back and apologize and say it's not going to happen. But in an adult, that's not okay. Like, adults don't get to do 8 things really bad and without any consequences. That's a pattern. That is not what do you want to say? Like a one-off, like just a isolated incident. Maybe they're drinking 8 beers or drinks a night and getting, I don't know, but it's been enough. It's too much. It's a pattern that needs to be let go of. And the Page of Cups. This is starting off on a new emotional beginning, communication. I want to see what this one is. And the Knight of Wands. Yeah, once you break free, you allow these new opportunities in. I mean, this is like the honeymoon period. Now, the caution is, of course, remember, and this is how we get ourselves into these situations in the first place, is everything is sunshine and roses and really passionate and exciting at the beginning. But if you go too fast, you're tied to something before you see the true colors, right? And then what was exciting can become oppressive. But I feel like you have this burden has gone. So maybe that's a fear. When you do have these offers now, you think, oh no, I jumped in too fast last time. Well, you can still have these feelings and be with someone without losing complete abandon and turning your brain off and ignoring red flags. So I think the next time around, you've learned so much that you can handle it. You just have to have confidence in yourself. This is King of Wands. So you have the Knight of Wands and the King of Wands. This is someone who likes to do things. You may be losing weight. You may be moving and getting up and working out. It might be really good for you mentally. You're getting motivated at this point. Maybe you want to look good for this new person that's stirring these feelings in you. What's this one? 5 of Pentacles, endurance. So this is that financially, having to leave this person, this job, this situation, you may be taking a financial hit. But let me tell you, it's in the long run, it's going to be worth it because it's your health. And this is the Hierophant, the ancestors, the 5 major arcana. This is like a philosophical and spiritual shift in you to make this change and to get out of this oppression. You had to really get to a place where you respected yourself enough to understand that you don't deserve this. And I think that was really hard for you guys, some of you, to get to. Because these types of people, if they have personality disorders or whatever, are very skilled at making you responsible for their bad behavior. And you can start to believe it and take that on. So don't take that on. Don't do it. Oh, and the Magician. You can create whatever you want. Here's this. This is a very pagan spiritual deck. So we have the Ancestor and then the Shaman here. So turn to whatever your spiritual... You're going to become spiritual if you haven't in the past. And whether that's a religion you were growing up with, some sort of more spiritual type philosophical belief. It could be exercise. We're talking about moving. It could just be like, I'm going to get healthy. But you're going to, I sort of see you it's almost like mantras. Like I can see your mind working positively. Let it go. It's okay. You can do this. Forgive yourself. Move forward. Stay positive. All those, like you have this little coach, and the King of Wands can be very much that way. He's very motivating. Maybe listening to motivational speakers, TED Talks, joining some sort of app that helps motivate you. To not slip back into your patterns. Yeah, there could be like an alcohol thing. If it was someone you were with, there's things like there's all sorts of things. Support groups, just good old-fashioned therapy. I feel like there's some trauma for some of you. So I'm not a therapist, so get one. There's no shame in it. It's part of being healthy. No one thinks you're weird for going to the doctor, and you shouldn't. I mean, it's all part of health. Shedding pounds. Downsizing. But things are going to be more manageable and less burdensome, and you're just going to feel lighter and freer. Take care.